Hello, welcome back to Life in a Lance. My name is Deb. I am a full-time RVer. I spend May through October at a seasonal site in a fifth wheel, and October through April traveling in a truck camper. So let's see what I get up to this week, because hey, you never know. Looks like it snowed, but it's just the stuff coming out of the poplar trees. But yeah, it's kind of pretty to see it floating around, but it also explains why I'm experiencing allergy symptoms, but it's all good. It's part of living in a campground. So yeah, I have finished another book this week. It is called Wicked Ways by Lisa Jackson and Nancy Bush. Here is what the back cover says. The greatest terrors are the ones too close to see. Elizabeth Gaines Ellis is an ordinary suburban wife and mother. That's what she tells herself as she flits between her realtor job, yoga class, and caring for her daughter Chloe. But for months now, Elizabeth has worried that she's far from normal, that she's somehow the cause of a series of brutal, horrible deaths. Her mean-spirited boss, a bullying traffic cop, her cheating husband. Elizabeth had reason to be angry with them all. She didn't mean for them to die. No one will take her fears seriously, except the private investigator prying into her past. The more scared and angry Elizabeth becomes, the higher the death toll grows. But those who wrong her aren't the only ones in danger, because others have secrets too, and a relentless urge to kill without mercy or remorse. This was very interesting. I thought it was well written. I thought it was well paced. I really enjoyed all of the characters, but especially the private investigator and the young woman who hires him to find Elizabeth. The end has quite a twist, and it leaves it open for a follow-up. So I'm curious if there is a follow-up. I'll have to look into that. But Lisa Jackson and Nancy Bush, Wicked Ways. Again, a quick summer read if you're just hanging out on the porch or at the pool or the beach. It'll definitely you'll keep going. I read this pretty quickly, so I would recommend it. I'll let you know what I get up to with my next book. I have finished a book. It is called The Paris Agent by Kelly Rimmer. It is historical fiction set in World War II. I'm going to read you the back cover and then I will tell you my thoughts about it. A family's innocent search for answers brings a long-forgotten 25-year-old mystery to light in the riveting new novel from best-selling author of The Things We Cannot Say. 1970. In the aftermath of his war-ravaged past, Noah Ainsworth is still haunted by memories of his time as a fearless British operative in France. But a critical head injury left Noah with frustrating memory gaps and a burning question that plagues him. Who was the agent who saved his life during that tragic final mission? Determined to find answers, Noah's daughter Charlotte embarks on a quest from their cozy home in Liverpool, leading her to the incredible lives of two ordinary women, Chloe and Fleur, who transformed into fearless spies on foreign soil. But as Charlotte unravels the heroic exploits of these women and their connection to Noah, she inadvertently stumbles upon evidence of a double agent lurking disturbingly close to home, drawing her into a treacherous web of secrets and unearthing a shocking story from those final days of the war. Once again, Kelly Rimmer takes readers on a gripping journey, one that threads the lives of two remarkable women into the fabric of history, unveiling the power of courage, family, and the indelible mark left by the darkest era of human conflict. I have read other historic fiction that focused on the SOE in the past and was riveted by it. The fact that the Special Operations Executive just recruited civilians, gave them a few months of training. Now, it was pretty intense apparently, but then they literally parachuted into occupied territories, these men and women, and risked their lives every single day, every single minute they were there. That level of courage is so incredible to me. I can't fathom it. It really is. It's awe-inspiring. But back to the story. Noah and his daughter are struggling through the grief of the loss of Noah's wife, Charlotte's mom, and that turns Noah into reflecting on his past. He never told his family that he was an SOE, ever, even after the war. So it comes as quite a shock to Charlotte, his daughter, when he reveals this to her. So she is struggling a little bit at the beginning with trying to reconcile the father she knew versus the father who was more than a flight mechanic during the war. And the story flashes back between 1970 and like 1944, 1945. And you see Noah as a young man. You see Noah as an older man. You see these women operatives as young women. A widow, a war widow with a very young son, and a young woman with a she doesn't have a great relationship with her mother. It all ties together so beautifully. I know I'm not telling this very well, so if you see The Paris Agent, I would really recommend it. If you like historical fiction, even if you don't, if this will be your first attempt at historical fiction, I think this is a really good one to start with. It was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Did you get something? Yeah. Hi everybody, I have finished a book and I wanted to tell you about it. It is called Secluded Cabin Sleep 6 by Lisa Unger. It's a suspense thriller type book. I'll read you the back cover and then I will give you my thoughts. 3 couples rent a luxury cabin in the woods for a weekend getaway to die for. What could be more restful than a weekend getaway with family and friends? An isolated luxury cabin in the woods, spectacular views, a hot tub, and a personal chef. Hannah's generous brother found the listing online. The reviews are stellar. It'll be 3 couples for this trip with good food, good company, and lots of R&R. But the dreamy weekend is about to turn into a nightmare. A deadly storm is brewing. The rental host seems just a little too present, and the friends have their own complicated past, with secrets that run blood deep. How well does Hannah know her brother? Can she trust her best friend? Meanwhile, someone is determined to ruin the weekend, looking to exact a payback for deeds long buried. Who is the stranger among them? So, I read this in a day. It definitely is a page turner. There's a whole lot going on with the relationships, not just between the couples themselves, but within the whole group. And then there's kind of an outlier whose story is involved. And at first I was not sure at all why Henry's story was even involved in this at all, but it starts coming to light, and at the end you definitely know why Henry's story was involved. I enjoyed this. I like Lisa Unger. I've read Lisa Unger before, and if you are looking for something to grab, you know, for a day out at the park or on the porch or at the beach or whatever, I would recommend Lisa Unger's Secluded Cabin Sleep 6. I got this at Ollie's, and it definitely was something to fill my day. So, Secluded Cabin Sleep 6. I'll let you know what I read next, because you know me, I am always reading.